Welcome to this first session of Hybrid Talks. Jake Hansen, our product manager, and myself, Mac Ehrhardt, chairman of Albert Lee Seed, are going to be talking in this video about the Blue River organic hybrids between 79-day and 95-day. And thanks for joining us. I appreciate the interest. And if you have questions that we don't answer in this talk, please feel free to reach out to us or your RSM or call us at Albert Lee Seed. And with that, Jake, why don't you go ahead and flip to page number 4. So what we're doing right now is we're just on our website, actually looking at the digital version of our catalog on our website, which you can pull up on your phone or obviously on your desktop. And we're just going to be paging through this. Or if you have a physical copy, obviously you can follow along there. And with that, we're just going to jump right in by talking about the first Blue River hybrid, which is a 79-day.
Sure. Thank you, Mac. We'll start out, like he said, with the 9979. This is a hybrid that's been around for a few years with us. Very strong performance in zone. Not a hybrid I would recommend dragging too far south. It tends to stay shorter and is not going to be as robust of a plant. But in zone, it performs well as a grain or silage. Real heavy test weight on this hybrid, which does slow its dry down time down a little bit compared to other hybrids of that maturity.
Yeah, nothing to add there. Let's keep moving along to Blue River 24-82.
The 2482 was a new hybrid last year for 2024. So it's an up-and-comer. I really like its performance overall back in 2023 in trials across locations, east to west, very strong disease tolerance. This is a hybrid that I would recommend dragging south out of zone as an early hybrid or a potential replant option if need be. It really tends to hold itself together very well, maintains its height, and the overall plant health on this one is very, very strong. So it is a great candidate for that wide range of adaptation. Like I said, east to west, north to south. It's really going to perform well. We saw this one in northern Iowa, even at an 82-day, and it maintained its height. Good, impressive years for the location. So very happy with this hybrid.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. I'll grab the next one. So Blue River 21L90P is an 85-day strictly silage hybrid. This is a true leafy flowery hybrid, and it brings superior silage and digestibility. It also has slow dry down. The other thing about using these leafy flowery hybrids is that they perform better when planted at lower populations. So we would recommend a final stand of around 28,000, which usually means you're planting not a lot more than 30,000, 32,000 at the most. And that will improve both your yield and the quality of your silage. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but we recommend a lower population. Am I missing anything on that one, Jake?
No, I think you nailed it.
Okay. 5885 is a hybrid that's been in our lineup for a long time. We sell this as an ultra pure, in the meaning that it's 99.9% GMO free, and we also sell it as a pure, which is 99% GMO free. There's a difference in price there. And this is really purely a grain hybrid in zone. It's a high yielding, very high quality grain hybrid. So it produces grain that will be accepted by some mills, high test weight and dense starch. Also has very good yield. And in zone, it is really competitive. This is one we definitely recommend that you do not drag south of 90-day corn country, because it doesn't have the integrity and the health to move down into 100-day corn country and perform. I miss anything on that one, Jake?
The only thing I would add is the east to west movement on it is very good. This one does have a good history in the eastern Dakotas, as well as moving all the way out into New York. As long as it's kept in, as Max said, 90-day corn country or less, it'll perform well.
Definitely not a silage hybrid. And can you speak to its drought tolerance, Jake?
Very good.
Okay.
For the hybrid or for the grain type and everything else it does, you wouldn't suspect it. But the past 2 drought years we've just had, this one came in remarkably high yielding in a lot of locations.
Yep. Okay. Next, let's turn the page.
Next
Go ahead.
up is the 4588 at an 88 day. This is a sister hybrid to the 5885 that we just talked about. What this one does is it adds another parent to its lineage. So it's really like a three-way cross or a modified hybrid. In doing so, what it does is it promotes better health, faster emergence, better vigor early on, but it also improves its north to south movement. If you had to pick a hybrid to come south in this maturity, this is the one I would do it with. Whether you just want an early hybrid or again a replant option, this is a strong candidate to fill that role. And it also helps make it a dual purpose type hybrid in zone because that third parent really improves the plant height and overall robustness and plant health. Does make it an excellent candidate for an early silage option as well.
Great. The next hybrid is Blue River 22K32. And this is a hybrid that was in the original, or not the original, but has been in the Blue River lineup for the last, I think, 4 years. And it has a fan base. There are organic farmers who really like this hybrid, and it's performed well on their farm. The way we think about it, it's kind of a workhorse hybrid. And if you like it, keep planting it. We believe some of our newer products around it are probably going to bring additional yield. But if you've had good luck with it on your farm, we strongly encourage you to keep using it.
Yep, and we have had some anecdotes from some customers about the silage potential on that hybrid as well for an early option. So another thing to keep in mind. Excuse me. Next up is the 5289 at an 89 day. Think of this one as your good ground hybrid, your medium to heavier soils. Move it east just about as far as you want. It's going to do well. It's a little bit limited on the western movement. You know, as we say right there in the first bullet point, I-29 corridor and east is where it's going to perform better, and as well as kept on medium to heavy soils. This is kind of what I would call almost like a late performer, meaning it does flex that ear really well, but it does flex the depth quite a bit, which is what you see in usually late summer, early fall, as far as that type of flex goes. But again, excellent yield potential on this one. Very good plant health. It did handle the drought quite well past 2 years, but it was better on good soils in the droughty years. So that's why we call it out to keep it on your medium to heavy soils, push it as far east as you want. Does come south very similar to that 88 day. I'm not afraid of it as an early hybrid coming out of that 90-day corn country. It should still hold strong.
Thanks, Jake. And when Jake says moves east, well, this one we believe will move all the way into New York State and do a great job.
Yeah.
Next hybrid is 30K84P, which again is a long-standing Blue River hybrid. Again, a hybrid that has a fan base within the Blue River network. And if it's been working good for you, please keep planting it. We believe we have some newer products that are going to bring additional top-end yield, but this has been a good performer for some farmers. A couple of watch-outs from our perspective. It has a relatively fixed ear, so we recommend planting it at higher populations. And it's also a hybrid that we recommend that you keep in that 90-day corn country. Don't drag it south of a 95-day zone because it's going to run into plant integrity issues in the late fall.
Good. The next one here is our first new hybrid out of the lineup this year, called 7491 at a 91 day. This is the counterpart to the 5289 for your tough acres of exceptional drought tolerance, exceptional plant health. This is one that, unlike the 5289, which I don't like to move west, this is one you can push it west well into the Dakotas, and it's going to do just fine. Great overall drought tolerance, as I said. A nice semi-flex to flex ear. It's going to work well in those varying populations, especially if you get it into those lighter soils where maybe you're only planting 26,000. It still will flex out that ear and bring you some decent yields. Now, that doesn't mean we can't move it east and put it on good ground. It's just going to perform that much better. I just like to call it out for its exceptional stress tolerance in comparison to a couple of hybrids around it.
Good. Yeah, I think that pretty much sums it up. The way I like to say it is it has a really remarkable ability to put on an ear even under tough conditions.
Yep. The next hybrid here is going to be a very similar look to the 5289 with the 6293. This is another one that comes both as a pure and an ultra pure. So keep an eye on those tags there. But it's another one that has exceptional plant health, good plant height, and ear flex. This one moves east well into New York State again with those girthy flex ears. That's another one that I like to say is a little more racehorsey. So we want to try to position this one on your more medium to heavier soils with good fertility. It really races out. If I could fault it for one thing, I would say the dry down. It does dry down fairly slow. It flowers early. It reaches maturity early. It just dries down a little bit slower, more like a 95 day. So that's just one downside that I've seen on this particular hybrid.
And from what we've seen of this hybrid, it could double as a silage option. I wouldn't plan it for that on purpose, but it could definitely be a good dual purpose corn if you had a need for a 93, 95 day dual purpose.
Right.
Anything else, Jake, on that one?
Nope.
Okay. 8495 is our best-selling organic hybrid, kind of a mainstay of the Viking lineup. By the way, in the Viking conventional brand, it has a different number. We call it 5195. In the Blue River brand, it's 8495. It is unique to the Albert Lee Seed brand in an organic bag. We're the only company that has this hybrid in an organic bag. Just been a really, really dependable performer fence row to fence row, and that's how it's become our best-selling hybrid. At 95 days, it gives very good standing, very good, dependable high yields, and very good test weight and grain density, which allows it to be used in some markets as a food type corn. It is on the shorter side, so be aware of that. But other than that, I don't think there's a watch out on the hybrid, and that there's a reason it's become our bestseller.
Right. And the one other thing I'll call out on it for some of our customers that have done this and reported it back to us. This is a great choice for any hand picking. So
Mhm.
it picks off the stalk easy. It doesn't mean it drops cobs or drops ears. I've never seen it do that. I'm just reporting anecdotal evidence from some of our customers that have trialed this one specifically for that.
Good shout. And the last one we're going to talk about in this section is our brand new 97 day, and I'll let Jake talk about it because I know he's kind of jacked.
Yeah, this is a very exciting hybrid for us. For those of you that remember the old 4597, that was in our lineup for a long time. Unfortunately, we were not able to grow that hybrid anymore, so we needed a quick replacement, and I think this one is going to fill the shoes and then some. Just like I say up there at the very top, more bushels for the bin. This one pumped out yield like nothing I've ever seen in this maturity. It was number one in our internal Albert Lee research trials for yield. That's where that data comes from that you're looking at there, beating out that old 97 day by 20 bushels and the same moisture. So it is another 97 day that dries like a 95 day. So you can really push this hybrid about anywhere you want, north to south, east to west. I don't have a watch out on it as of yet. One location where it got just hammered with about everything but hail and snow was Canton, South Dakota, and that was the only site it wasn't the number one yielder. So like I said, this is really bringing a lot of top end yield to our customers. Very happy with this hybrid, and I am very excited to see what it's going to do this year and moving forward.
Good. And so that concludes this section where we talked about Blue River organic hybrids from about a 80 day to this 97 day. And we're going to stop recording here, and then we'll have another recording where we start in this same spot, and we'll talk about 97 to probably 107 day corn. And if you're interested in that, come on back. Thank you.